All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I did a review on some of my favorite snatches. For those of you who are just visiting for the first time, I'm a weightlifting coach. My name is Zach Tellender. I also was a former competitive weightlifter. I'm not sure if I'm going to compete again, but here we are reviewing the clean and jerks. I picked the highest voted ones in my comment section, and then I added a couple that are my personal favorites. So let's jump right into this. But first, by far the most commented was my boy Clarence Kennedy here. A lot of these lifts are not fresh on my memory. I've seen them all, but I decided to actually not watch them so that I could kind of have that refresher and maybe find something new and have like somewhat of a more legitimate reaction. But something about Clarence's lifting is, he tends to like pull very hard off the floor. And he uses a lot of striking on the bar, and it kind of works to his advantages. Like someone who also, who I like to think of that's similar to him that I actually broke down his snatches, someone like Ehab, in the sense of the way that he attacks the second pull. A lot of it is about striking the bar, and this is something that when you're lifting these numbers, you can do certain nuanced things. When we're learning how to weightlift, usually when people hit the bar hard, that means their shoulders are back hard. And if you look at Clarence, that's not the case. So this is, to my knowledge, I think it's Clarence's best clean and jerk ever. He's cleaned more. He's in this video. He cleans 100 or 230. I think he might have done more, and he's just hiding out on you guys. But this is a 222.5 kilo clean and jerk. Don't know what that is in American Freedom units, and I don't really care. So let's just go ahead and watch it, see what happens. And the X out backflip at the end. So something that I noticed with Clarence is he sets up in this tabletop position, very similar to Simone Koleski, a couple other lifters, basically a completely parallel back to the floor, and then he kind of tucks his hips into the start position. His pull's fine, everything is fine, but the way that he lifts, it's much more about suspending the bar up in the air and using his speed to get underneath it. It's just a different style, right? Like a guy who he's lifting with, Gabriel, he strikes the bar very hard, but a lot of it is kind of pulling through that position. So what you'll see with Clarence's heaviest lifts is he's usually going to double bounce them because he is so fast. All he needs to do is suspend the bar in the air and drop. Where a lot of times people have to finish and would like to finish with the upper body and the back. This is a PR attempt, so I'm not going to go ahead and pick apart Clarence's technique, because I'm sure in this video he made 80, 85, 90, 95% look flawless, right? This is a maximal attempt. This is sending it, going as hard as you can. So I'm just putting out some of the tendencies that Clarence has. So, it's a PR attempt. He's got the leg strength, so he double bounces, but just by the way that he stands that up, you can tell he has energy for the jerk. Before he started hanging out with Gabriel and taking coaching from Gabriel, he's struggled overhead, he struggled in the jerk. His clean and jerk was very close to his best snatch. And you can see here his jerk is a lot better. And Gabriel's in this video clean and jerking, so he has influence there. Big breath in. Just the tempo too, right? Like, this is something that a lot of people mistake when they split jerk, is they'll actually dip faster than they drive. And we would like the reverse to be true. We want to be able to dip somewhat under control and go as hard as we can on the drive. People forget that the jerk is primarily about getting the bar up. A lot of times people want to get underneath, right? But we have to understand that the displacement of the hips due to the feet widening, that's what's going to get us under. So before we get underneath the bar at all, We need to get as much as we can out of the drive. There's actually a video. Gabriel addresses these things. I think it's in Romania. Clarence and Owen went to Romania and they trained with Gabriel. And he addresses this exact thing. He says you're not extending fully in the jerk. Anyways, Clarence's best clean and jerk here. And the icing on the cake with this is as soon as he drops this bar, he does that trick. On to the next one. Again, another ridiculously requested video is Tian Tao, kind of equal as much as Lu Xiaojun. So this is an interesting video. If I can recall, Tian Tao, he missed his first 2 snatches, came out 5 kilos heavier, hit his final snatch. He would have been out of the competition if he missed his 3rd snatch. In this one, he made 218, and Mezzo had made 224 for the lead, and now Tian Tao is going for 230, I believe. Yeah, he missed 225 for the win over Mezzo, or he needed the 5 kilos to beat him. I think that's actually the case. He needed the 5 kilos. So here we go. He missed 225, obviously on the jerk. He's a 2-footed jerker, so he's a power jerker. Kind of gets shoved into that half squat, maybe parallel squat, not a full-blown squat jerker like Lu Xiaojun. So his jerk is always his limiting factor. There we go. Clean and power jerk. So, like the announcer said, I believe it was Dr. Baffa. It could have been Sean Waxman. I don't recall whose voice it was. But the clean has never been an issue. Tian Tao could clean 230 3 times in a row, but his ability to get it overhead, is always going to be a struggle for him. Always. Easy, right? It's just easy. I mean, he's got to be front squatting near 300 kilos. I don't know. Honestly, not much to comment. It's just Tian Tao. He does tend to bomb out a lot and or just miss lifts a lot. But he came in clutch here. I'm hoping that they choose him for the Olympic team in 2021, but odds are that they're going to pick someone else who has a better chance of medaling. Because if we look at Mezzo Hissona right now and Anton Pliasnoy, those 2 guys, they're going to put up a big fight. And so it's going to be very difficult, especially when we have someone when China has someone that's only going to make, 2-3 lifts per competition. It's something that it's hard for them to count on. So they're probably gonna go with someone else, which is kind of heartbreaking because this guy is one of the best weightlifters around right now. On to Kuo Sing Chun. Now this is, in my opinion and many opinions around me, the closest to a perfect lifter that you are going to find. So to be clear what this is, I think she's already won at this point. To my knowledge, there's no way. I'm sure she's won in total. Maybe not. But so here she is. Obviously, I think she's going to go for total and clean and jerk win right here at 140 kilos at 59 kilos body weight. Man, sometimes I hate how weightlifting is filmed. There's no need to be on a dead front angle. None at all. Everyone who cares about weightlifting wants to be at a 45-degree angle. 45 or maybe even a sharper one from the side. It's silly how they do that. Everyone loves hook grip and all things gym, and they're all from the 45-degree angle. So let's look right here. This is one thing that I definitely want to point out, right? And this is something that I always harp on. So when she starts, You know, this is one of those things as a elite weightlifter that you have to understand. You would see this and you would say, okay, her shoulders are way behind the knees. That's something that we don't want in a setup, because if the shoulders are behind the knees, we're effectively taking the leverage away. You want to be on top or a little bit in front of the barbell, kind of right until extension, so that when you do go behind it, you have leverage bringing the bar up. And this is the thing, if we look down at Quo's feet, they're completely flat throughout the entire lift. Flat, 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 all the way until extension. Like, that is perfect. That is perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, and if we look right here, those shoulders are still over the barbell. Still over the barbell. Even though when we go to the floor, right, she's behind, she's way back, back, back. When she pushes, she's flat and her shoulders end up going over. Don't try to emulate these guys. Don't try to do anything that they do. Know how to weightlift and then figure out how you can get to the place you want to get to. General rule here, feet flat throughout the entire pull. Okay? Shoulders in front of the barbell, or in line with the barbell. Contact, flat feet still. Extension in the clean, and I can't say this enough, is having a full and long extended position in the clean is overrated. You're never gonna find, you're likely gonna not find an elite weightlifter who extends back really far in either lift. As soon as she goes up vertically, she's on her way down. Up, down. Up, down. So much of that is knee flexion, right? So much of that is going up, not extending the hips. If we think about hip extension, that's just standing. This posture right here, she's slightly back because you can't get the bar to your rack position unless you get behind the barbell. You can't go like this and hit yourself. So she's slightly back, but it's nothing crazy. She's not throwing her shoulders back so she can show the world how extended she is in her hips. Because the moment after that, she's going underneath the bar. And this woman, I'm telling you, is as close to perfect of a weightlifter as you're going to find. I have no idea what's playing on in the background. Bing. So this was interesting. Something that I like to harp on. So maybe she's not quite a perfect lifter, in my opinion. Very, very, very humble opinion. This is a rule that I tend to say, like, please put your back foot down first. But the truth is, her legs are so strong and she's so strong. This is a great jerk. It looks, you know, she's so confident. Like this, here's the main thing about this dip and drive. The timing, the tempo, and her hip position is perfect. So no matter where this bar goes vertically, she's gonna catch it. Really good tempo, right? But she's definitely stepping back with the front foot hitting first. Again, these are max attempts, guys, so I don't know. I'm just trying to offer some things. Like, don't take this as, wow, Zach, literally the greatest weightlifters ever, and you're critiquing them. Who the f*** are you? I am scum compared to these guys. I get that, 100%. I'm just adding a tiny bit of color and nuance to this. Sue me. Let's go on to Xiaojun, another obviously called for athlete all the freaking time. So Mohammed Ehab, it's interesting, was not in this because Egypt was banned and have been banned for a while. Another thing I want you guys to look at all this red right here. Pretty amazing. We got 1, 2, 3 bomb outs. My boy Antonino Pizzolato finished with 358. But here's Liu Xiaojun going for the win. You wouldn't be able to tie for first with Li Dayan because you hit the total after him. So he's going to go for the world record, which was previously set with the lift before. And he's going to go for the world record with 207 right here. If you watch this, Xiaojun was also kind of injured throughout this. Yeah, he was injured throughout this, and he was laying on his stomach trying to ice his back. So this it adds a little bit to the plot. I mean, you know he's just going to blow this clean out of the water. Doesn't adjust the hands, and you know he's getting under it. He's a very successful lifter. We all know who Xiaojun is. A couple little things that I always notice with him is that he doesn't adjust his hands, so he doesn't pop the bar up at all. He just stands the squat up, and he keeps his hands open, right? So then when he goes up, he rolls his hands back so he can catch the bar. Narrow grip. Obviously, you have to have ridiculous mobility. You have to have an incredible accuracy. I wouldn't suggest doing it. You're probably not going to be able to do it well. There's no way. I'm just going to say that. Like, you can all try it because it looks aesthetic and cool, but don't do it. Of course, homeboy's stripping down. Keeps his hands where they are. It's that re-grip while he's dipping. It's amazing. Something that, like, I think is a very underrated aspect of it. And, you know, I can't talk about the clean and jerk. I can't talk about the clean and jerk without this man. His name's Ilian. So I decided to put these two videos in because I think they're the most insane videos in weightlifting. I think this is the single greatest training lift, maybe, or single most impressive training lift, the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever seen, and then the most impressive competition lift in terms of atmosphere and what was on the line during it. So here's the first one. Unbelievable.